Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Welcome to CA Technologies webinar. I am joined today by a number of my colleagues who are based in our Hyderabad office in India. Sakar is a VP HR Business Partner, Sridhar is a VP Software Engineer, and we are also joined by 3 of our associates. Haritha is an Associate Platform Administrator, and Prashant and Anuba are our Associate Services Consultants. Without any further delay, I'd like to welcome the CA Technologies team and pass you across to Sakar.
Good afternoon, friends. I'm Sakar Anand. I head HR for CA Technologies in India. I'm a mechanical engineer from NIT Kurukshetra and I have a master's in Advanced Information Technology from University of Louisville, Kentucky. I have been in the IT industry for the last 17 years and held various roles in developing and delivering technology. Been with CA for more than 5 years now. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce CA Technologies as an employer in India. We have more than 2,500 employees in India, spread across 6 cities in 3 development centers and 4 sales offices. Our technology center in Hyderabad is the largest office that CA has anywhere in the world. We are an IT product development organization that develops products to help enterprises govern, manage, and secure their IT environments. You will get to hear more on this when Sridhar Parimi, our VP for Product Development, talks to you later in this session. Our efforts to make ourselves an employer of choice are based on the philosophy of treating humans separate from resources. We believe that every human being has a unique mind and a unique heart. And at CA Technologies, we appreciate and nurture that uniqueness. We hire people for that uniqueness, and we want them to bring it to work every day. Wellness is a way of life for CA. We believe that in a healthy body resides a happy mind, and the happiest minds deliver the best. We also recognize the fact that everything we do is for our family, and everything we are able to do is with the support of our family. In line with this belief, we also extend a lot of our wellness programs to the immediate families of our employees. Work-life balance is a function of the stage of the life we are in, and we provide a host of benefits for the employee to leverage depending on their need. For young professionals with relatively lesser responsibilities, technology is the calling, and people like to spend long hours at work learning and trying new things. In our 32-acre campus, we ensure that there is never a dearth of energy for such young minds. Sports facilities ranging from a state-of-the-art gym to a cricket pitch, tennis and basketball courts, to a cycling club add to the culture quotient we bring in with a dance club and CA band. We run 2 cafeterias with a food court kind of a setup for 12 hours in a day. Coming back to respecting and nurturing uniqueness, we provide multiple methods and avenues for our employees to learn and build a career. We have an employee education function that facilitates learning via classroom sessions, book reviews, talks by technology experts, social community learning, to name a few. We are in an intellectual property-based business, and we have a special focus on nurturing innovation. Where employers want to be called a best place to work or a great place to work, we call ourselves a happy place to work. Talking about intellectual property, for us, it lies in the head of our employees. And this intellectual property walks out of the gate every evening. It is the happiness that the employees experience which brings them back the next morning. At CA Technologies, we drive technology and have fun while doing so.
All right, thank you. My name is Sridhar Parimi. I'm the Vice President for Infrastructure Management Solution Unit. Welcome all for this webinar. I've been with CA for a little over 8 years, working in different product areas. It's been a fantastic experience working and getting the opportunity. Just as you're exploring opportunities in the coming year, I think my experience has been phenomenal for the last 8 years. So what I will do in the next 20 minutes or so, I'll walk you through some of the focus areas for us from a core principles as well as some of the technologies that we're working. Core principles are innovation and execution speed. I'll spend a few minutes on this one. Innovation's been a big thrust for us. I think if you know CA historically been, I think we've acquired innovation, we built some innovation, but with our new CEO coming on board, Mike Gregoire, a lot of emphasis on organic development, both in the product area as well as improving our existing product set as well, working with customers in the market. So there's a lot of excitement in each of the business units as we are working through some of the really cool product areas, cool new features in some of these product areas as well. Execution is nothing but making a commitment to our customers and marketplace and then meeting that commitment. I think this is having discipline and then helping our customers solve their business problems. So what we do is typically we publish what we call roadmaps. What we say is at certain time we would release certain features of the product, and then we go out and then share with both our existing as well as prospect customers as something that we plan. And then our biggest focus is whatever we're committing, we deliver to the market as well. So because the customers themselves are waiting for some of these capabilities to solve the business problems. So big focus on that across the organization. And the third one is the speed. Speed is not just going fast, but speed is thoughtfully working together collaboratively, making decisions that impact what we do day in and day out. As Sakar mentioned, I think we have 13,000 employees across the globe, over 35 countries. So we do work across different time zones, different cultures. It's important for people to work off of the same core principles, communicate effectively as well as work efficiently. So that's what speed is in terms of making decisions and working together. The underpinning of all these core principles is accountability. And I think it's across from our CEO down to every engineer. We make sure that we have a clear, defined job descriptions, and we hold people accountable to making their commitments and then getting things done. Now, this doesn't go by without necessarily providing the platform for people to learn and as well as express themselves in terms of capabilities, in terms of working together and then getting things done. So that's going to be one of the big focuses for us historically as well as going forward. So we're going to live and then execute on these core principles, and I think this is part of our new hire induction program as well as people come in and join CA. So one of the big things that I think you may have noticed is, and I think we believe, and I think according to industry experts too, there'll be over 50 billion devices by 2020. And if you do the math, I think it's about 6 devices per individual. So I think what you see here is mobile devices, laptops. You see smartwatches that are coming out. There are healthcare devices, transport. These are cars and the utilities at home. All these having sensors. They're generating a lot of data. I think I'll go to the next slide and tell you the amount of data that's going to be generated by the devices that are interconnected. And I think you can see the number of devices that are being proliferating our life day in and day out. As you can imagine that our lives are changing, and I think within the families too. I think everybody, even kids having their own devices. The amount of data that's coming out of that, crossing the internet, is just phenomenal. So it presents its own interesting set of problems that CA is looking into solving it. But let me take you to the next slide and kind of show you the amount of data that most likely will be generated. 7.9 zettabytes. I didn't even know that there's a zettabytes up until now. It's by 2015, 35 zettabytes by 2020. Now, I'll give you a metric where it shows you what each zettabyte constitutes of. 250 billion DVDs. So for those of you that know that each DVD, which kind of puts data on single layer, that's kind of a movie DVDs, or we put data on that, it can take up to 4.7 gigabytes. So you start multiplying 4.7 into 250 billion DVDs. That's how many bytes is 1 zettabyte. And then you look at by 2020, which is not too far, by the way. It's about 7 years from now, 35 zettabytes. Now, where is this data coming from? I think, as you can see, this social networking is proliferated across our enterprises, into our homes, and I think people can't live without a Facebook, without tweeting and looking at it, Gmails and Gtalk and LinkedIn and every aspect of that. And then you look at the tablets, and then you have the mobile phones as well as other laptops and the devices where the data is getting generated too. So there's this big concept called big data. So what that means is that enterprises and public enterprises are generating this data, but how can you make sense of out of this data? What kind of intelligence that we can extract from this that we could use? Now, not only what intelligence you bring out of this, but how do you make it available and leverage social networking and mobile devices for consumers, for users of this information so that they can leverage it? I'll give you an example at how easy the mobile has made life for everyone. I think there are millions of those. The other day I was talking to my friend. We both were driving to work. One of his kids is actually doing engineering, and he's requested some money to be transferred to his account. This guy has a BlackBerry device, and there is a banking application sitting on his BlackBerry. In about 5 minutes, he could transfer money from his account to his kid's account securely. That's extremely powerful. Imagine using these devices to allow banks to provide services to rural areas. So you can just think of all kinds of permutations, combinations where businesses can use these devices to expand their market, expand their footprint, and make it easy for consumer to use it. Well, that's all good news, but how do you manage these devices? How do you manage the data? How do you make sense out of the data? What kind of usage patterns that we could extract and then make it useful for enterprises would be one of the biggest problems that are in the process of being solved, but one of the interesting things that CA has embarked on. So this is a slightly busy slide, but on the left, how CA has organized itself is in 5 key market segments. Mainframe has been historically one of the biggest in what we do. Believe it or not, I think when I started working, mainframe was kind of legacy. This was like 20 years ago. I think all my friends were doing cool distributed computing and Corba and other technologies, but mainframe still exists. After 23 years being in the industry, it's extremely powerful. A lot of insurance companies, mainframe companies, air traffic control, they all use mainframe because it's reliable, it does the high power processing, and it's extremely useful, and it has become very economical for some of these big businesses. So we're focused big on providing solutions on the mainframe. On the distributed side, we're in the IT business management side, on the portfolio management as well as the service management. Security has been pretty big for us. Identity access management, we're rated in the leaders quadrant on all these technologies. Application delivery, one of the new entrants for us, both from taking development into production seamlessly, we call continuous delivery, as well as kind of measuring the performance both in the dev side as well as in production too, which is critical. Last but not the least is the service assurance, which is once you deploy the application in production, how do you make sure the underlying infrastructure and the application sitting on top of it, the infrastructure being your network, your system, your databases and storage, and the applications transactions. What we do, like for example, that I mentioned about my friend doing that banking transaction on a mobile device. How do you ensure that the transaction is complete and the quality of service and experience is something the customer is delighted to use? So all these big companies they have big problems from an IT and management and security perspective that they would like to solve, and CA provides the core capabilities for some of these big companies to, and we have them working in production as well. So all these products, they are interconnected and they work as a solution. The data is transported back and forth, and we're working, and we currently have some in production, what we call CA platforms, that provides the sort of a common user interface, advanced analytics, the common mobile and social interface as well. Some of these things that will help us deploy some of these applications in a SaaS environment as well. So we're big on that. We're rolling out new applications into for customers to use in that. So we expect all the products to operate in that portfolio. Now, on the right-hand side, you see some of these big brands. One of the biggest advantages for CA and our something that all our customers look forward to and come work with us and leverage our products is we are platform neutral. Be it operating system, databases, virtualization environments, as well as all the app servers too. So as you can see it, this is some of these platforms that we support, but we have a slew of platforms that we support all our products on, both on-premise, and we also provide SaaS-based services as well, where we provide it and customers use it based on a subscription model. So the strength and power of CA portfolio is it covers management and security across a variety of platforms. Now, I want to touch upon one specific topic while we're on this one. CA India Technology Center, Sakar talked about some of the benefits that we provide here, and you've seen the video. Sometimes when you're inside it, you won't even know how beautiful the campus, some of the facilities. I'll tell you one other thing for all the engineers. It's pretty much every business unit, every technology has teams in India working. So Sakar mentioned over 2,000 employees work here across 35-acre campus. So the benefit of employees working in one group is they can easily collaborate with other groups if they have a question, if they're working on certain features, as well as if they're supporting customers worldwide. So that's something is our competitive advantage, working with customers, working with product management, working across the silos of these different product units. So that provides the opportunity to collaborate, that provides opportunity to get to know each other and learn from each other as well, apart from all the other things that are provided in the campus here. Now, I'll touch upon a couple of areas. We talked about big data. In one of our product areas called Application Performance Management, we've recently added what we call Application Behavior Analytics. Again, this is about big data, analytics, and pattern matching. This is a new technology that was introduced that's generally available to the customers today. What this has taken, as you can see it, typically customers identify thresholds of behaviors where they can actually alert it. But what you see in this is that we have a pattern matching algorithm that actually automatically defines and then looks for these patterns, looks for historical patterns, as well as alerts the users and then says, hey, is this something that you must be looking for? It's not a normal behavior. So this is something that customers don't have to do anything. It's something that's built into it, and it's intelligent enough to know and build this pattern catalog and then start matching the data and the behaviors of this one. This is some of the new innovation that's being introduced into our products. And the second one is what we call Executive Insight. A lot of our products and the capabilities are being made available on the iPads and the phones. As you can see it, you can use it anywhere and collaborate, make it self-service, and then these are different products coming together, giving dashboards for CIOs and executives to make it easy to use, easy to make decisions, know exactly what's happening inside the business. So big focus on making the information available on the mobile, as well as there is a big focus on securing the information as well as securing the devices as well. And then I'm going to touch upon this, and CA management and security software, I think it's ensuring you can complete your ATM transaction. We have our products being used by big banks, and their ATM network converges on their big IT system that is being monitored 24/7 for us. And I think if you're going into HDFC and doing your transactions, to ensure that it's completed, it's being monitored by CA software. Pay your mobile bills online. Some of our vendors use a software. Get you quality customer service. Get airline hotel reservation, which is very common these days, doing it online. And then watch uninterrupted cable television. One of our biggest customers in US uses our software to manage over 120,000 devices that operate their cable television. So bottom line, IT is extremely critical, important, and I think it's invaded our homes as well. I think CA provides the management and security to make sure that what we do day in and day out is done smoothly as well as securely. Why now? As I mentioned earlier, we are at the forefront of innovation. There's a lot of exciting stuff that's happening in the marketplace, in the industry. As I said, I think our CEO is putting a lot of emphasis and focus on innovation in the mobile space, social, and big data. As you can see, I think some of the big brands that use CA software that touch our lives every day, like HDFC Bank in India and HCL, Coca-Cola in US, and Morgan Stanley, which is the financial services a lot of big customers use back in US. Again, we want you to come and make a difference, and I think we enjoy working with our campus grads, and we have programs that we bring them on board. It's new blood, and you bring in new ideas, and we want to make sure that we extend this invitation, give you this information so that you have some context when you work through making some of the decisions as well. So without undue, all the best, and thank you for the opportunity. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and then I'm going to transition over to the next person as well.
Hi everyone, this is Harita, working as Associate Platform Administrator in Computer Associates. I'm here to speak on my experience at CA, the journey from campus to corporate. Where do you begin from? It's all such a wonderful experience. As we grow up, we've always been told to have an aim in life. Though we never understood what it meant at that age, we just nodded our head. We were told to study, grow big, and earn a lot of money. This we understood and nodded our head, though we never knew how. Lot of learning at school and class 10 and plus 2, and then finally it was time to select for a specialized stream where we look at our career shaping up, and we decided that it was engineering. Computer science engineering or information technology is our choice. And at college, life was really fun. We did not care about anyone and anything. We never reached for the 9 AM class, of course, as it was too early for us. The day we were not in a mood to study, which was quite often, we would bunk the college. The day the weather was nice, classes went for a toss. Well, all good things do come to an end, but only to make way for better things. When college was nearing an end, we were surely not certain about the road ahead. We were given the 3 very famous options. First, do you want to go to abroad and do an MS? Second, do you want to do an MBA? I felt, God, study is not a game. I waited eagerly for the third option. It was, do you want to join a corporate? Obviously, we chose the option of joining the corporate. The next step in this process was to attend campus interviews. I still remember the day. It was 17th, right, Prashant? 17 December 2012. It was the most eventful day in my life. We were told that CA Technologies was coming to campus for recruitment. I was excited, but a lot of questions in my mind. CA Technologies, what company is this? What do they do? And how will the entire process be? And the biggest question I had, will I be selected? I had a sleepless night, seriously. It was no short of an action-packed T20 cricket match. Can you believe? From 9 in the morning to 9 in the evening. All of us were called to the auditorium. The first speaker had a presentation to introduce CA Technologies. And you know what? All the doubts in my mind just vanished. What an awesome session it was. Most of the questions I had in the night going around my head were answered. My confidence grew. I was so much impressed that I said to myself, Harita, you're going to crack this at any cost. The interview hall was abuzz, with lot of discussions happening with the peer group and board of interview members. There was a lot of anticipation, excitement, and tension in the air. I could feel that. And now it was my turn to enter that corner room where the HR panel sat. But believe me, the interview panel from CA Technologies made the interview experience very much comfortable for us. I felt at home. It was late in the evening when I got the news that I was selected. And then what? I was on cloud 9. And then again, a new set of questions in my mind. what would the experience of working be like, and then was waiting for the offer letter. Started browsing the internet to learn more about my first place of work. I felt CA is the place where I should be, and here I am. I'm more than happy to be a part of CA Technologies, such a prestigious organization. I would thank one and all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Hello everybody, I'm Prashant. I'm an associate services consultant and CA. I'm going to share my experiences with the boot camp with you all. I still remember the first day at CA Technologies. I think it was 3rd June 2013. I was nervous, at the same time very excited. My parents accompanied me on day 1, and as soon as I entered the campus, I got the feeling of entering into a resort or something. 2 very big buildings, greenery all around, training rooms, centralized printers, cafeterias, gym, tennis courts, indoor and outdoor auditoriums, an open-air amphitheater. Oh my God. I was so happy and proud of myself to start a career with CA Technologies. On day 1, we had the entire leadership, HR and the education team welcome us. They told us about what CA does, where are all the offices, introduction with the leadership team, and they also told about what a paycheck would look like at the end of the month. Next day was the day 1 of a boot camp training. As soon as I heard boot camp, I thought it was something like a military boot camp wherein we had to undergo rigorous training for 12 hours a day or something. But then the 6-week boot camp turned out to be the most exciting part. I felt the essence of what we have learned in the past 16 years had been thoroughly revised and practiced within this period. The boot camp was divided into 2 phases. First of all was the soft skill training, and the next was the technical training. During the soft skill trainings, we had the employee education team teach us about, I would not say teachers, we had trainings about communication etiquette, email writing, and we played a lot of games. And everything was linked with team building skills and leadership skills. And the next part of it was the technical training. In the technical training, we were told about different kinds of architectures, the streams that we would write code on. All of us might have written code, but then the approach while writing code in an organization and delivering product is quite different. Corporate life was very different from campus life. The boot camp prepared us to get back to our team, start work, and rock. I thank CA Technologies for giving me this opportunity to share my views with you all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Anubha, working as Associate Software Engineer. I'm going to share my experiences after joining the team. When we were back to our teams, it was the first time to get introduced to our entire team, and where we came to know about Buddy. Our Buddy took us all around, introduced us to every member in the team, took me to my workstation and said, Anubha, this is your small kingdom, and now it is time for you to take off and show the world that you have arrived. I had no words to speak then, and I was looking around, and it all looked like a dream come true. Suddenly, I had someone come and tap my shoulder. It was my manager. She sat next to me and explained what is the project I was going to work on and what should be my role. I was informed that my buddy would help me to get speed with the project. So initial on the job, training would be delivered to me by my buddy. A lot of links were shared, a lot of documentations given to me for self-studies. Now days have been passed and I am 3.5 months old in this organization. Now I am an active team member contributing to the success of my product team. It is lot of code I write, test it, participate in peer reviews and monthly demonstrations to clients and customers. There are lot of meetings in which I am called, and when I am asked for some advice, it makes me feel so happy that in spite of being a fresher, my ideas and views are counted here. Compared to the college days, it is a lot more work pressure and targets now. It's a
for 8 hours a year. There are a lot of games and other activities conducted which help in breaking the monotony. Just imagine, in such a limited period, we have attended boot camp training, regular work and meetings. We participated in a 24-hour non-stop coding competition called the Hackathon, attended health talk events, heard a lot from leaders, including our CEO and CHRO, went for team outings, Friday fun events, and various other. There is a lot more which I have done, and the time is not enough to talk all about it. We never felt the pressure of workplace here. Every day provided us with a new learning experiences in a stress-free environment. We realized that CA is the most happening place to work for. Being part of such prestigious organization, we feel proud and are looking forward to a very bright and promising career. We have made a commitment that we will do the best from our side and leave no stone unturned for the progress of our organization, CA Technologies. Thank you.
I would like to thank all of the speakers on today's webinar. It was great and there was lots of information shared. And I would now like to welcome back Sridhar and Sakar, who can answer the questions that we've received. I'd also like to say, if you have any more questions at any point, please feel free to enter them into the chat feature on the right-hand side, and we will endeavour to answer as many as possible. So to start off, one of the questions we were asked is, how can people while they're at university keep in contact with CA Technologies?
And this would be regarding contact regarding recruitment, or so what kind of a contact?
Yes, in terms of recruitment and recruitment in terms of keeping up to date with the associate program. So for those students on the line who are in their penultimate year or their final year, how can they keep in contact with CA Technologies?
So this is Sakar Anand. Talent acquisition for CA Technologies India is headed by Sunil Shankar, and Anil Belamkonda supports Sunil in campus hiring. So the placement cell of any university can either be in touch with Anil or Sunil for any query that they have with regards to campus placements or onboarding of the students who we issue a letter of intent at the time of hiring.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. In which languages does CA Technologies work in India?
Yeah, so I think it's primarily, as you can imagine, Java and C++, but that's primary. Most of the students are focused on those, but there are a variety of other scripting languages we use in all the technologies, and the mainframe side as well. So I think if you focus more on the Java and C++, significant number of CA products actually fall into those areas.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Do CA Technologies offer internships to pre-final year students?
This is Sakar. Yes, we do. We prefer colleges where we go for campus hiring, so we can pick up interns from the same colleges. If the college has the final semester earmarked for internship, that works even better for us, because the students who we pick as campus recruits through LOIs can then come and do internship with us, go back, write their exams, and then come back and join the company. Even if we do not pick somebody for campus placement, but we want to give a person a chance to have an internship with CA, we do invite them to our campus. Once we have absorbed all our campus hires and we still have positions open, based on the performance of the individual, we do offer them positions.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Sridhar, I think this is a question for yourself. How important do you think mainframe technology will be in 2020, where zettabytes of data will be residing on cloud?
Yeah, I think the mainframe continues to be extremely important, while I think the emergence of cloud and SaaS continues to evolve. We have seen that from our customers. As you can imagine, some of the banking and some of the secure information is still kept in-house as well, but I think they're creating private clouds to do it. It's not a public cloud. So I think mainframe continues to be to play a critical role. As I just explained, 23 years ago when I started my career, I thought mainframe is going to go away in 5 years. Still there, extremely relevant, extremely important. And you can imagine some of these big companies using mainframe inside their organizations, create a cloud site from a private perspective where they can leverage the computing power as well as the applications and information.
Fantastic. We were also asked, where do you have offices in India? Where is the location?
Hi, this is Sakar. Our largest location in India is Hyderabad. We've got about 2,000 employees in Hyderabad. It also happens to be the largest office that CA Technologies has anywhere in the world. Our other development center is in Bangalore. We have one development center in Baroda. We've got 4 sales offices, one in Delhi, one in Mumbai, one in Bangalore, one in Kolkata. So 7 offices across 6 cities.
Fantastic. We have been asked a few times in different ways, what is the recruitment procedure at CA Technologies? So at what time of year does it happen and what is the actual process?
I would assume we are talking about campus recruitment.
Yes.
We visit colleges in the month of November and December. As a part of our campus program, we connect with the students a day before the actual test is administered. We do several programs when we try to establish a connect with the students. We also do a pre-placement talk. The following day, the same day, we also administer a technical test, which also has some part of reasoning and verbal in it. Based on the cutoff, the students who qualify go through interview process the following day.
Fantastic. Do you provide training on all the subjects required for the placed students, or are they expected to have a minimum level of knowledge when they come on board?
So as Prashant talked, we run a boot camp for our campus hires. They go through some soft skills trainings in terms of email etiquette, presentation skills. We also do a basic technical program for common languages like Java and C++. This program lasts for about 2.5 to 3 weeks, and then for the remaining 3 weeks, we get the students back into the respective streams in which they will be working. So the folks that we have for mainframes go through a mainframe training, the folks that we hire for our internal IT organization go through the internal IT training, and the folks that we hire for our R&D organization go through the product development training. But we do expect the people that we hire would have some basic proficiency in in programming languages. And again, CA Technologies hires the best, so I don't think that should be a problem.
Fantastic. Sridhar, a couple of more questions for yourself. Do CA Technologies work on mobile app development? And you mentioned big data. Does CA have any idea of moving into cloud and cloud computing?
Absolutely. In fact, on the big data side, we have brought on board a group of PhD and data scientists, and they're actually working on some of the interesting problems. In fact, some of our groups also started working with some of these data scientists as well. As you can imagine, we extract so much data from IT systems and we leverage only a percentage of that. And what we want to do is use the data scientists, find interesting patterns, and add those innovative capabilities inside our products as well. Again, that's one part of it. The other part is in making those capabilities, the pattern matching and intelligence available on mobile platforms. And I think we are working very hard in a number of our products to make them available on iPads, on Android phones, as well as the iPhones too.
Fantastic. How does CA Technologies select interns, or what is the academic criteria required to be recruited for CA Technologies?
So our academic qualifications remain the same, whether it's a campus associate or it's an intern. We would expect a person to be an engineering degree doing a full-time course, and if the only difference between an intern and a campus hire is that the campus hires are given a letter of intent, which CA honors towards the end of the program. If a person who has been issued a letter of intent also has internship as a part of the final year curriculum, you would want to bring them as interns in CA Technologies. If a person does not have a letter of intent, still comes into CA Technologies for internship, their performance in CA Technologies during the internship would be evaluated, and if we have a position, we offer them a full-time position. But the evaluation criteria and the selection process would remain the same for both the interns and the campus hires.
Fantastic. And would we take people with bachelor's degrees in mainframe technologies?
Yes.
Fantastic. We had a question here. Do we have any hardware related projects, or is it all software related?
Yeah, I think we are primarily software related. We don't do chip designs, if that's what it means. We do have few products that where we sell the hardware, it runs on it, what we call multi-port collector. It actually sniffs the network traffic, and we do some interesting traffic flow stuff, but all of CA products are software products. There is no hardware design here.
Okay. Do we absorb students after internships, or is this on a case-by-case basis?
So if an intern does not already have a letter of intent from CA, then their absorption on CA is dependent on two things. Number one, their performance as an intern. Number two, availability of an associate engineer position in CA.
Brilliant. Do we offer flexible working within different departments? So can students and associates move between projects and departments?
No, not at this point in time. Any given employee is dedicated to a given product group. We can loan an employee from one product group to another product group if it is required for the release of a different product group, but at that time also the person would be working on the new product group full time. At any given point of time, we do not have an employee working across two different product groups.
That makes sense. Sakar, a question for you. If you could name your top 3 things that you look for when recruiting freshers, what would they be?
We look for people who have enterprise in them. We look for people who are willing to take risks, and we look for people who are looking to make a career and not looking for a job.
That all makes sense. When we hire our associates, do we hire them on fixed-term contracts? So do they have to work for a specific length of time, or are they open-ended contracts?
So can you repeat the question again?
Of course. When we hire our associates, do they have to work for a specific length of time, or is it an open-ended contract?
So it's not a contract. We issue them an employment letter. It's a full-time employment.
Okay, and does that, it's a full-time employment. No, that's fantastic. Do we run industrial tours? So can students come to the CA offices and see around the site, or is that something that we don't do currently?
No, we don't encourage industrial tours right now. Given the nature of our business, making a tour of the CA facilities would not give a student any idea of what we do. We're not a production organization. We write software code.
No, that makes perfect sense. Sorry, there's a lot of questions coming through still. Do you have any information that you can give around the starting package for any associates working at CA Technologies? So any information around salaries or benefits?
We will cover that when we visit the respective college, and that would be a part of a pre-placement talk. We don't intend to cover this in this webinar.
Okay, absolutely fine. What would you expect from a fresher when they enter the corporate world? So is there anything outside of academic skills they should make sure they're aware of before they join?
We would want them to have an ability to question the status quo. We are an organization that thrives on innovation. We hire fresh talent from the colleges because they can come and challenge the way we've been doing things. So we want people to come in here, understand the way we do things, but don't take it for granted. They should ask us questions because it's their questions that will make us uncomfortable, and that discomfort will drive innovation in the organization.
Okay. Do we offer any certification programs such as Java or databases?
We offer certification programs to our employees at all levels, depending upon the utility and the relevance of that certification to the job that they're doing. We have a list of certifications which the employees become aware of once they join the company. If there is a certification which is required to be done over and above that list, that can also be entertained depending upon you have the business unit approval for that.
Yeah, to give you an example, this is Sridhar. In our business unit, infrastructure management, we work on network management products. So we actually put the associates and employees that have not worked in that through what we call CCNA certification. It's a training program. We'll put them through, and we'll put them through a test, and business pays for it. That's a benefit. So not only they learn, but if they successfully pass that, they also get a certificate. That's a added value for their profile too.
Fantastic. Sridhar, a question for you. What is the scope of user interface design in today's IT market, and does CA Technologies have a branch dealing with this?
Can you repeat that, Sarah? I didn't get the whole thing. Sorry.
Of course. What is the scope of user interface design in today's IT market, and does CA Technologies have a branch dealing with this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think user-centric design is one of the key things. One of the big focus for us, it's in a software world, especially the big focus for us is that easy to install, easy to use, and easy to sell and easy to support. As you can see on the second, even the first one too, it's very important that we do our wireframes and user stories and put users through that user-centric design. So we have a specific team that actually publishes best practices. We have a platform that publishes best practices, use the common look and feel and templates and technologies as well. It's something that we're doing. We're trying to get that into all of our products, but big focus on our SaaS-based products as well as our on-premise products as well. So it's a big focus for us, and we have investment across the company as well as within the groups.
Perfect, thank you. Sakat, does CA provide an opportunity for an employee to go ahead with further studies or higher education if it will help the company in some way?
Yes, we do. We have higher education programs in the organization. We support employees to pick up certification programs and MBA programs under that higher education program. If there is a 12-month program, we even support employees on to take a sabbatical and go and pursue that education. 2 years back, we also did a master's program on the campus, which was supported by the Manipal University. We are looking to bring that program back next year as well.
Perfect. Sridhar, another technical question. Does CA Technologies work on open source platforms?
It does. I think we have a group of people that actually are on some of those committees, and they contribute to it, as well as we bring in open source and we leverage some of those things. In fact, there are a lot of third-party software we package and use it inside CA, and then when we ship those products, obviously we go through the legal as well, but there are a number of open source such as JBoss, Tomcat, and some of the products that I work on, we package those open source software and leverage them as well as we contribute in terms of the best practices as well.
Fantastic. We've had lots of questions come in relating to the minimum criteria that individuals will need to join CA, and also around when exactly and which campuses we visit. Do we publish anywhere information around our recruitment strategy and where we visit?
So that would be a part of the correspondence we would drive with the placement cell in the respective colleges. we are in the process of firming up our campus visit calendar for this year. Most of it would happen in the month of November and December. So, and I understand all the colleges that we are presenting to right now are on the list for us to visit this year. So, students and the placement cells will hear from us pretty soon. The minimum criteria for people to write the exams would also be discussed during the pre-placement talks.
That makes sense. I think we have had lots and lots of questions, and we're not going to, unfortunately, have time to answer them all. There is one final question that I think is very fitting for this webinar, and that's to both Sakar and Sridhar. What makes CA Technologies special? What makes it different from its competitors?
Yeah, so again, this is something that's been asked in the past too. I think the technologies that CA builds and then delivers to the market is cutting edge, extremely relevant. As I said in my presentation, it touches what we do. Sometimes it's behind the scenes, but some of the technologies, imagine, I think we support the underlying network from a device management and protocol level, and we have devices that capture network. We work in Java, C, C++, the mainframe, distributed, and cloud and virtualization. Our security, some of the areas that we're working on is cutting edge as well. Getting into mobile devices, data analytics, and SaaS. You just name it. And I think what makes it special is the opportunity an individual has to build a career, and when they're done with it, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, or they retire from here, they would have touched everything from the past into the future. I think that's a phenomenally rich experience, and I think opportunity to work with different sets of people around the globe and learn from each other, as well as the cultures that we touch as well. So from campuses all the way to PhD, and as well as 33 countries around the world, and technologies as diverse as we work on is phenomenal. I think that's the kind of experience that you will see when you start working with CA and as you work through it and work with different products.
From a human angle, as I talked about in my presentation, we treat humans separate from resources. We realize the fact that every human being has a unique mind and a unique heart, and it is this uniqueness that is celebrated in CA.
And that's always good to hear. I'd like to thank the speakers for taking the time on today's webinar. I'd also like to let everyone know that this was not a mandatory webinar, so I would thank everyone who attended. This is a great way for us to share what we're doing currently at CA, and for also to engage you as you move through your university life. There will be a thank you email sent out after this webinar, which will also contain a recorded version, so you'll be able to see the presentation and hear the audio for the full presentation and the question and answer session. Again, I apologize for any questions we didn't get time to complete. We will be hosting more webinars in the future, so please join the talent community. The link will be in the thank you email, and then you can keep up to date with any future invites we have for webinars. Again, thank you to all. Good luck with your studies, and CA Technologies hopes to speak to you again soon. Thank you very much.